got chilled.
Open the door! Open the door!
Great.
Man, that was great.
Come on.
Oh, I didn't know you were doing that. I was
Left
like,
me hanging on camera. That's a standard play. Why are my fans boo me?
welcome everyone to Dumb Dominoes. This is going to be a weird video because we're doing off season, but we lost all of the audio to this video. So I'm going to be going step by step very quickly on what exactly happened. It's a long video, but we're going to condense it down really short for you. So let's jump right into it, and we're going to start off with our off-season schedule. Alright, so first we're doing the school budget here and trying to figure out what we want to do. Chase went with more training and recruiting, I believe, than discipline. So, well, I guess he's not done yet. Yeah, I was right. So he's doing a lot of training here and recruiting. So 40, 40, and 20, and then I think I do a lot of discipline more than anything, I believe. And I do a lot of recruiting. I don't put as much into training. That's what I did. Alright, so now we're doing players leaving and coming back. So we got a transfer for North Carolina, which is number 23 years, a corner. He's a sophomore red shirt, and he's 78 overall. So we ended... Oh, wait, no, we're trying to talk him into staying. That's right. He's wanting to transfer. So I end up putting quite a few points, and he doesn't end up staying, unfortunately. He ended up leaving. So now we went over to Chase's team here after I lost a good corner. And he put a lot of points into this guy because it was about to go pro, and he wanted to save him. Talk him into staying. And I believe he succeeds. I need more time to mull this over. Okay, so he's going to make up his mind. And this guy's coming back, so Chase has got one that's still coming back. He's still trying on this guy. Sometimes I wish Chase would just do it. You know, there we go. Alright, coach, you talked me into it. Alright, he's coming back. Alright, and these are all the guys that are graduating and leaving us. Alright, so I lost a bunch of people. He lost a lot of people. I got an incoming transfer from a tight end, number 80. This is the guy I was talking about. From Tennessee. Alright, so this is where we start setting up our recruiting here. Alright, so Chase is pretty much going through his week 1 pipeline. He's searching the states, trying to find some really good players that he can add in here to try to, you know, finish out his recruiting board and get all of his scholarships in order. So we're going to kind of jump cut through the end of each week. And so pretty much what he does here is he goes through interested prospects here. And he goes through these little people that have these little blue orbs. And that shows or green orbs, sorry. And that shows that they're interested in his school and he's in the top 10 at least. Yeah, see, or in the top 5 rather. And then he's trying to persuade them, and we do this with my team and his team. We try to persuade these players to come to our school, and we have a limited amount of hours and scholarships, so we got to be picky on who we get. I mean, you can also scout these guys too, and it gives you a better idea of what they actually are, if they're overrated or if they're busts, or if they're actually better than we think they are. So, all right, so this is still Colorado. Chase is working his way through. It's such a shame because there were some really funny moments in this. Alright, we're still in Colorado here, and Chase is getting close to the end here where he's adding all of his scholarships. Alright, so now we jumped into my team here. We're doing the same thing pretty much, seeing who's interested. A lot of these guys are in our pipeline, a lot of them aren't. And, well, not a lot of them. Most of them are in my pipeline. And I'm in the lead on a lot of these guys, so everything's looking good. I'm just adding them to my board and getting ready to send out scholarships. Alright, so here we're going to advance to the next week. That was the end of week 1. We've set up our board, and we're going to see if we get any recruits. Chase is really excited to see if he gets the ones he added. I remember it's such a shame that this guy we lost the audio to this because it was really funny. Chase had some really frustrating moments in recruiting. It was really funny. It was also a weird one because we couldn't find some of the stuff we needed. But then again, we got a lot of stuff that helped us out in the end. So, very, very weird recruiting year. Alright, so this is week one's... Is it week one? Yes, week one recruiting. And Chase got, with Colorado, he got a guard, 6'1", 302. Really good. 3-star. So, he'll be playing. And then I also get a free safety, 6'2", 201. 4-star. It's a big deal. And, like, he'll immediately... I don't remember if he'll actually be playing or not, but we'll see. Alright, so now we're going to do the same thing again. You can see on the right over there, the interest bar, you can see whether they went down or up. And you also could lose players that committed somewhere else. And then these check marks here on the left are ones that we actually recruited for our teams. So, and the red bar right there shows you went to UCLA. So. Alright, so right here we're pretty much just doing the same thing we did week one, and we'll continue doing that in week 2, 3, and 4. And then 5, we'll have some decisions to make because we'll have to pick and choose who we want to put the most minutes on to try and get these guys. So let's just go to the end of week 2. Alright, so Chase right here gets a free safety, 6', 216, 4-star. Really good recruit. And I end up getting 3 guys. I get an athletic 6'2", 279, 4-star, a 6'5" D tackle, 3-star, 291, and a defensive end 6'6", 235, 3-star. And athletics in particular are really good because they can come in at any position. I mean, not any position, but some have hidden skills and they come in higher than normal recruits, and they could actually be really good at a position. But you're kind of rolling the dice sometimes. A lot of times you can go by their weight and height to determine, kind of guess what they are. But it's really cool because you can get these really good recruits. I think the highest Chase got, like in other dynasties years ago, was like a 87 overall athletic. Came in as a freshman, 87 overall. So you can really get some hidden gems in the athletic department. But sometimes you don't get what you need doing that. You kind of take a risk. But it's most of the time it's worth the risk getting athletics. So this is the end of week 3. Chase got a guard, 6'1", 5-star guard, 288. A little small in weight, but really good. 5-star, have to get it at where we're at in the game. And then he also got Ellerby, which is a defensive end, 6'5", 244. And a 4-star. And he'll be getting a lot of playing time, I'm sure. Really good recruits there. I got another athletic that's a 4-star, 6'1", 223. An outside linebacker, 6'1", 211. 4-star center, 3-star, 6'1", 279. And a wide receiver, 3-star, 6'2", 193. So a lot of good recruits there for me. I'm looking pretty good. I remember it was getting a little dicey there toward the end, though. So, because, you know, those first weeks, no one was, like, recruiting in mass, you know. We weren't getting a lot of scholarship commits, that's the word. Alright, so this is the end of week 4, going into the final week. And we're about to figure out exactly who we get here. A fullback, 4-star, 6'2", 246. 6'5", middle linebacker, I think he was a 4-star. Outside linebacker, 4-star, all massive linebackers, and an athletic 3-star, 6'4", which those 3-stars can surprise you. Like, they can come in pretty good as athletics. Now, normally you wouldn't want to go anything lower than a 3-star, but athletics, sometimes you can pull a nice 2-star. And then I get Bell, an outside linebacker, 4-star, 6'4", big guy. Alright, so this is the final week, so we really got to buckle down and, you know, manage our minutes properly and choose who we want to put the most minutes on. And we're going to find out who exactly we get in this final week. And I remember one thing in particular, I was having a really hard time getting a kicker. So we'll see if I get that kicker. Alright, so I'm not going to go through all of the players again and tell their size and everything. I'm just going to go through their position and their star rating out of 5. So this is final week, and Chase gets just a mass of commits. Strong safety, 4-star, 5-star tackle, athletic, 4-star, 4-star, 3-star, 3-star, outside linebacker, another athletic 3-star, tackle, 2-star. You never know, he could come in. He's a really big tackle too. Over 300 pounds, 357. That's massive, especially for a lineman. 300 is considered big, and I get a plethora of commits: defensive ends, 4-stars, strong safety, a 3-star outside linebacker, a corner, 3-star tackle, 3-star, a 353 weight tackle, by the way. And I actually got a kicker, a 1-star kicker, which sucks, but I did get a kicker. It's the best I could do. So I'm going to have a tough time kicking and getting field goals, which I'm sure you'll see in Season 2. I imagine it's going to be a rough one. But yeah, really good class for both of us. We ended up coming out on top. We didn't get everything we wanted. I didn't get the good kicker I wanted, but most of what I got, was really good. So we're going to move on to the end of this, and you can actually view your top classes and signings. So we're going to look at that. Chase gets the number 1 spot for best class in this year's off season. And then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I get 11. 5 5-star recruits and 11 4-stars. And I ended up getting 2 5-stars and 8 4-stars, 9 3-stars. So I had a really good one. I had the 9th best in the land. Alright, so now we're doing position changes. These are where you can, if you want, put a left tackle on the right side of the line and vice versa. And, switch people where you need them. Now, obviously, you can't move a quarterback to, lineman. That wouldn't make any sense, and his rating would be terrible. But you could. That's where you do stuff like that. And this is actually where we figure out what those athletics actually are. Alright, so this is where we figure out what the athletics are going to be. And like I said, they came in pretty good, but here's where it comes in handy. Their athletic position overall is 80, but that doesn't mean they are... as you can see, how he's going through right tackle and stuff like that, he's got 78. So they could either be lower or higher depending on where he puts them. He seems to be a linebacker, so that's probably where he's going to end up going. 82 at safety. See, he was better than it showed at a different position. So you got to be really aware on... And the cool thing is you can actually pick, even though he's not as good at the defensive end, that may be where he is needed the most. So not putting him at safety can still benefit you, even though he's not as good as he would have been at safety. You can put him at defensive end because you need him in that spot, which is really handy. Alright, I end up doing the same thing here. I kind of go through all my players and athletics and put them where they need to go. And then we move on from this. Alright, so we're going to skip the spring training. Me and Chase hate doing it. We think it's a waste of time, even though it probably isn't. We're probably missing out, but we don't like doing it because it takes too long. And we move to training results, which shows you how much your players improved from last year. So this is really important. This is as important as recruiting itself. This can change the entire team. And we're about to find out what exactly happened. Alright, we're going to start with Chase's team. His quarterback went up 5 points, which is a lot. He's now 70 overall. I believe that's what that means. Yes, he should be 70 overall now. So definitely big upgrade. Halfbacks at 4. So pretty much all the players improve, and some don't improve, which is frustrating. Sometimes it can happen. Like these guys, the wide receivers hardly went up any, and I remember Chase being kind of upset with that. You can kind of see on his face right there, him shaking his head, that they didn't improve as much as they should have, which was really entertaining. Alright, and I do the same here. My quarterback improved, and and I go through my team, and we see who improved and who didn't, but everyone on the team, on both of our teams, improved enough to where they needed to be, and some improved a lot. So we have a bunch of positions that ended up being really good. So, yeah, we're gonna move on to the next event in here. So this is actually something new to us. We didn't understand it at this time, but we're picking our MVPs, and you pick one on offense and one on defense for both teams that we are doing the dynasty with, and that's what we do there. And then we're moving on here to cutting players. So you got to have a total of 70 players, and I think we're at like 78 and 76, somewhere in there. So Chase had to cut a few people, and so did I. Some are new recruits, some are people that would never see the field. So we ended up going through that, and it takes a little bit of time, but we're going to go ahead and skip all that. Alright, so this is the depth chart. This is where you set all your players where they need to be. You'll see this more in the games. We move quite a few people around, but all the... one thing I want to point out is you'll see these names on here now, and those are people that me and Chase recruited, or they're transfers from other schools that we ended up getting. Most of them are recruits that me and Chase personally recruited, so you'll get to see the team change over time. It's really interesting because you can see what you started out with, and then you can see what you got yourself those first couple years, and it's really cool to see how your team, your team that you recruit, takes over the team that you took over. It's really cool to see, and you'll see it at a lot of positions. And if you ever see them in the game, when you see a name pop up, that's someone me and Chase recruited. It's really cool to see. Alright, so right here, I'm doing the same thing for my team. I go through my depth chart, so I just wanted to point that out. Alright, so now we're doing the preseason scheduling as Chase... I think I went to take a bathroom break here, and Chase is texting. Alright, moving on. Alright, so now that I'm back... Oh, never mind. We start redshirting people. That's right. We're redshirting the people we recruited. Some of them don't get redshirted. Some of them actually are playing backup positions. So you'll get to see them playing backup. And then some of the guys that are redshirted you'll see next year. Unless we have to pull the red shirt off of them mid-season, which means we'll lose the red shirt. And we'll end up having to play them if someone gets injured. So moving on. And I do the same thing for my team as well. Alright, so this is a cool part of the video, the custom schedules. And we ended up scheduling our own schedules here. We decided who we wanted to play and whatnot. And I gotta say, Chase went first, and he went, pardon my French, but balls to the walls, with just how tough he made his schedule. And you'll see here, he makes it pretty hard for himself. See him smiling right there? He already knows what he's doing right now. As he's looking through, I can't wait for Zachary, have you seen the scheduling? Alright, so you'll like this. He plays number 1, LSU, in his first game at home. I think he keeps it at home. Which already buffs his schedule to A+. Just because of that one game he added. Here, what does he do here? I can't remember what he does here. Does he schedule Arkansas? He does. He schedules number 22 Arkansas. That's going to be a good game, probably, I imagine. You can see the wheels turning in his head right here. He's like, oh, and then look, he's going to go for revenge. The team that technically beat him last year, he schedules again so he can get his revenge. Now, last year, we didn't even play them because we accidentally simmed that game. And he never got to play him. So this is the rematch. And I cannot wait to see that game. That's going to be a crazy one, I feel like. He's going to be hot. He's going to be mad. It's going to be cool to watch. So, oh, and he plays Colorado State. He kept that one because that's a rivalry game. And, you know, Colorado State. It makes sense. And he plays, and already in this conference, he plays Texas, Texas A&M, and Oklahoma State, who are all ranked. And Missouri's really good, too. And they're the ones that almost beat him last year, and then he plays Nebraska. And all of these teams are ranked. And some of these are probably right outside the rankings. So, just an insane schedule. And me, I think I kind of take it easy a little bit. Chase over there laughing. So what do I end up doing here? Mine takes a little longer. Because I'm being technical with mine. I'm strategically picking my teams. I know my team's not as good as Chase's as well, so that's why I also do this. So, okay. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I'm doing something. I'm really going through them all. I think I remember this. Okay, I ended up picking West Virginia, and I'm going to Morgantown. I remember I wanted to go to Morgantown for a nostalgia trip for me and Chase, because that was Chase's first big dynasty. And funny enough, you know what that is? That is, me and Chase are playing our first teams we started with in our old dynasty back in 2012. It's not recorded, but that's our old original dynasty, which we still have on a memory card. The team I picked was Arkansas. Chase is playing Arkansas with his team. And I picked West Virginia, and he played as West Virginia back in the day. It's just a really cool thing to see here. And I didn't even think about that till just now. So I'm playing at Oregon, number 23 Oregon, to try to get some revenge from last year, because I believe I lost to them. NC State is ranked 21, so I'm forced to play them. Some of the Virginia teams could end up being pretty tough. Miami, I'm forced to play them. They're in my conference. They're number 17 as of right now. If I'm not mistaken, I end up keeping that South Carolina game, because right now I have an A+ schedule because of, you know, Miami and some of these other teams in here. And I believe I keep this. I end up having a bye week in between South Carolina and Duke, and then a bye week between Duke and West Virginia. I think I wanted it that way because I had such a tough run, you know, playing Miami and then the SEC team, which is going to be tough regardless, and then West Virginia. So now we're doing scouting, and this is where we pretty much just look at the people that are in our pipeline, and we're going to add them to our recruiting board, and we're looking at what we need for our teams, and we're also, this is where we put minutes on them to try to get them throughout the year. And you get 15 at this time of year, but we're trying to get these recruits, and we're adding them to the board early to try to get these guys and try to get them before the off season, because it makes it a whole lot easier for the off season. You can see here what Colorado needs and what I need. We'll end up going through that in the first week of the dynasty, or this season. So, all right, so here we went to our recruiting board, and we're going to add these minutes to all these players. We're now in week 1, setting up the recruiting board, I believe. I believe we add the minute. If we don't add the hours here, we ended up adding them late. Yes, okay, so we do add the hours. So we're going to go ahead and set up our recruiting board for week 1. We're not playing the games, we're just doing week 1. So this is what we ended up doing. It took a long time. It's like a 2-hour video. Okay. So this is almost a 3-hour video, and all of the audio was lost, but we wanted to save a little bit of it and show you some really key moments for people who care about obviously you don't have to watch this, but this kind of, if you're interested in it, it shows you the recruits that we are going to be playing with next year, or where they end up in this list. And I didn't want to have 3 hours of no audio, so I just wanted to briefly go over it, and then throughout the Season 2 you will see what happened in the off season. You'll see who's playing and who's not, pretty much, and who's recruited, or who's redshirted and who's not. And we'll do that throughout the Season 2. That way you guys can, you know, kind of see what happened. Also, one thing I want to add, at the end of Season 2, we will be getting the audio this time, hopefully, and you'll be able to actually see us talk through it, and it's going to be a long video. It's probably going to be another 3-hour video at the end of season 2, off season. So here you can see our prestige for our coach. Prestige, Colorado's 5-star, and I was 4-star, I believe. Yeah, and the job security. And Chase's goal was this year win the Big 12 title, finish in the top 10, and play in a major bowl game. And then my goals for this year, when we get to it. Oh, Chase is on a 11-win streak, by the way. My goals are finish in the top 25, win ACC title, and play in a January bowl game. So we got some pretty big goals this year for my team, especially. Chase has had some big goals all since he started. So now we're going to see where we actually rank up here. Chase plays the number 1 and number 2 teams. That's crazy. And Chase is ranked 9 to start out the year. Some respect was shown. And as you can see, I have dropped out at number 24. Rewind that a bit so I can see exactly where that was. Right here, I was ranked... Let's see, am I getting any votes? I am not getting... Oh, yes, I am. I'm getting 36 votes. And I was ranked 24, and I dropped out, but I'm right there on the cusp. So I'm right there out of the rankings. And that's really cool to see, too. I'm getting a little respect, but I think I should be... if I win my games, I should be ranked if I can beat these other teams. Alright, so that pretty much does it for this video. As you can see, we're looking at who we're playing against right now. In the next week, in week 1 of season 2, I play the Ducks, and they're ranked 23. And according to the stats, they got a better team than I do. So we're going to see how that goes down. It's going to be a tough game. Oregon's really good. Alright, well that does it. Chase plays LSU, number 1 LSU, and I play Oregon, who is ranked in the top 25. I think they were 23 or 23. And, yeah, sorry for the cut audio we lost, but, well, we didn't cut it, we lost it. But we ended up making sure that that did not happen in week 1 of season 2. So, tune in for Colorado and LSU, North Carolina, and Oregon. We'll see you in the next one.